Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Garrett. I wanted to talk to you about a very deep, very emotional, yet very serious topic. And the topic is hell. Did you know that around 300,000 people died yesterday? I know the news doesn't talk about it. They purposely cover this up. But hundreds of thousands of people are dying every single day now. Did you ever take a moment to realize that most of them are going to hell? Almost all of them go to hell. Only a very small amount of the people who died yesterday were chosen by God to go into heaven. If you want to study about the chosen ones, just use the search window and type in the word chosen. Most of the hundreds of thousands of people every day are going to hell. Have you ever thought about who created hell? Who designed this facility? Who decided how big it was going to be, where it's going to be located, how many different compartments and sections hell was going to have, what they're going to look like, how they're going to be decorated, where is the lighting going to come from? Who decided what is the purpose of this facility? What is the reasoning behind creating the greatest torture center in the universe? What's the reason for this? Do you ever take some time to sit down and meditate on this? Or are you too busy at work, or too busy playing internet games, or maybe you're worried about doing more ministry work? Most of the hundreds of thousands of people that die every single day are escorted to the greatest torture center in the universe. Do you care? Do you ever think about this? Is this important to you? Now, some Christians might say, well, Satan created hell. Well, honestly speaking, that's quite silly. And some Christians might say, well, Satan is running hell. Satan is operating hell. Well, that's quite silly. There is only one God, and one God only, ruling through his Son. He's ruling everything through his Son. He created everything through his Son. He designed everything through his Son, with his Son. He made a purpose behind everything through his Son, with his Son. In the English language, we call the Son of God, whatever the Spirit is, We don't know what this spirit is. These spirits are larger than the universe. We don't know where they are. We don't know what they are. We barely even don't know who they are, or what they do, or where they're located, or what their purposes are, or how they think. We don't know much about these spirits that we call God and His Son. We can get some glimpses of truth. We can get them from God Himself, and we can get a tiny, tiny bit from the Bible on what hell and the lake of fire are, what they do, and what are some of the purposes behind this. Who is going there, and why they're going there. We can get a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of information from the Bible and from God Himself by asking Him and praying and waiting for the revelations to come from God. Do you care that people are being tortured in the greatest torture center ever designed, ever mapped out, ever planned out, ever created? Or are you just too busy with your life? Is this even important to you? Will you give this some thought? Will you talk to God about these issues? Will you ask Him to change your heart? Will you ask Him to help you to care more and to be more compassionate? Or are you too worried about finding a man to marry? Or getting a better job? Etc., etc. As I say goodbye, I say this. The greatest torture center in all of creation was planned out by somebody. It was mapped out by somebody. It was designed by somebody. It was ordered by somebody to be built. And its purposes of why it is even here has been thought out by somebody. And somebody is deciding who goes to the torture center and who doesn't. And I want you to know something. That somebody is not Satan. And it's not the demons. And it's not people. It's not men and women. It's not human beings either. There is only one God behind all of this. And His Son is also deity. And in the English language, we call this gigantic spirit, we don't know what it is. We don't know where it is. We don't know what He's doing. We don't know where He came from. We don't know what His purposes are. We know just about nothing about Him. But we call Him Jesus. Do you care that hundreds of thousands of people are going to this torture center where they're going to be beaten, raped? Yes, I've seen evidence where people are raped in hell, tortured, burned, set on fire, having their spiritual skin torn off, and going through all different kinds of torture that you and I don't even know about. Do you even care?